Good morning, YouTube. We are out and about in some random village in somewhere in Arizona and just going on a good old Sunday walk. Honestly, I have not been walking at all, and partially it's just because when you're on prep, all you're doing is doing an incline walk, and on top of that, you're doing a stairmaster. I don't really want to be outside, but we're outside about to get some sun here. It's about 85 degrees here in Arizona, and I need that photosynthesis, that good sunlight, especially for my Polynesian skin. We need it. Although sometimes I feel like I need to not be in the sun because when I'm in the sun for about like 10 minutes, my tan line it starts to come up. Like your boy becomes a lobster. Like he gets red, and we get like a layer of freaking tan very quickly. My wife, she doesn't like it just because she needs to be out in an hour to get a layer. Me, I'm out here for 5 to 10 minutes, and we already get stamped by the sun gods, little G. And I guess we're blessed in that way. So, oh, there's a sun. You see my skin sparkling. I'm like a vampire, like Twilight. I'm just kidding. Hopefully you can hear me because there's a slight wind, and these mics, we're going to be testing them out, see if they can withstand it all, withstand the wind. Um, but yeah, just thinking about random stuff this morning. Having this recording done right now, it makes me think about have you seen those hybrid people, like the marathon runners or people that run in general, where they're like running and they're like this, they're like, yeah, let's run. I am doing my 6 miles a day type of stuff. Every time I see those videos on Instagram, I automatically think about like they're running from like zombies, like it's a zombie apocalypse, and they're just like, oh my gosh, or like a dog's chasing them, and they're just like all sketched out, like everybody looks cracked out when they're running on their stories, and I'm just like, damn, they're really going through it. Or in the mountains, just like, what are you running from? A bear or a freaking coyote? Like, what's going on out there? A wolf? So I don't know. I was just thinking about that just now. But this is a really nice place that I'm walking through. It's see how nice that is? There's like some restaurants here. They're not quite open because it is, what is it, 7:30 a.m. I woke up this morning at 5:30. I try to wake up at 6:30, but my body it just wants to wake up earlier than what I'm planning it to. So that's gonna be a struggle. Um, Being off prep, there's like so many mind sets or ways of living that I've conditioned myself to do, and it's kind of annoying. Like I used to wake up at 5 a.m., 5:30 just so I could get my cardio and all my workouts done pretty early. But now that I have like the energy, when I wake up, it's just kind of like I had to wait to eat. And I don't know, it's just kind of annoying. Like I need to like space out my meals in a way where I'm just like, I don't know. I have to like accept that, hey, Josh, you could withstand, you could survive hours without food is what I'm trying to say, because I mean my carbs are at 340, where on prep they're at 60 carbs pretty much. And so in my mind I feel like I constantly have to eat or like chew on something or something like that. But yeah, that's the hard thing that's happening right now for post prep. Hopefully this like makes all sense to you guys. But yeah, I almost feel anxious all the time, and I just feel like, wow, Rihanna is really going ham in this place at this restaurant right here. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted, but I'm gonna be holding the mic here just so you could talk over and you don't get copyrighted. That's a tip for you right there, guys. I learned this tip from a guy named Angry Joe. Angry Joe is a movie critic, and for him to not get copyrighted, he needs to talk over his mic, making sure that he's all locked in. So if you guys ever want to start a YouTube, just talk over just like this, what I'm doing, and then you should be fine. So sorry to be super random with that, but that's just, if you guys have the desire to start, and you don't want to get copy striked, check it out. Oh, by the way, so there's this place called Sneaky Bird. I really want to try it out. Where is it? Could you see that? Yeah, so it's called Sneaky Bird. It's pretty much like a fried. Oh, check out the fit. Fit's looking good. Never ever fried. Oh, maybe it's not fried, but they sell chicken here. Hey, they are lying because that is totally fried. Maybe I read that wrong, but looks like they open at 10 a.m. But yeah, haven't been here too much, but this place looks pretty nice. They got like a hash kitchen, so it's a diner, and then you got like places here where you could get vitality bowls, like superfood bowls, and then you got a chicken place here. So this is local to where I stay, and you gotta even have a healthcare. You have a custard place, and then even a burger place right here. Man, this is like super tempting to dive into, and get something here soon. But it's Sunday. I normally don't buy anything on Sundays because, being Christian, I usually go to church on Sundays around we go around noon, and one of the one of the beliefs is to not work on Sundays and to kind of rest on the seventh day. And so, what I do my very best just to kind of res- respect that in a sense is I don't go to places to eat on Sundays unless I'm traveling, because when I'm traveling, then it's just like, how am I supposed to get food and survive, right? But when I'm home, I normally don't work on Sundays. Neither do I go out of my way to go to a restaurant or anywhere for other people to work for me to like make me food or order something or anything like that, if that makes sense. So that's just like how I live my life on my Sunday days. And speaking of Sundays, I was thinking about the other day of just like spirituality in general and like how my spiritual fortitude started from a very early age, which honestly I feel like it started right when I was born, or I guess it was predestined because of my mom's example. So a little bit about me is I was um, I was born a long time ago in the beginning. I was born a preemie, so I was born, I believe, a month or two early. And because of that, it was going to put a lot of risk on my mom and even potentially me. So there's a good chance that one of us wasn't going to survive. And I had to get C-section, so I had to come out from the belly. Kind of makes me think about I was like a little xenomorph from um, Aliens, if you've seen that movie. Coming out, just anyways. Sorry, mom. Sorry for having to come out in that way and affect your body, but she's good. She's good. She loves herself. She's awesome. She's like really appreciative of me, and I think she jokes with me too that I wasn't really planned either, just because I am the youngest. 11 years later, like what the heck? Like obviously, I don't know why I didn't show up earlier, but we're gonna turn around right here. But going back to the spirituality where it started, my parents are very, they're Christian. They did their very best to live a Christ-like living, and they still do. Like my dad, like I growing up, I would wake up and see him in his room, and he would be on his knees praying, and even in the living room, I would see him like reading and opening up his scriptures and just really studying the Word. And even though I wasn't into it until later, like just like those little foundations and those examples really set me up to really wonder like who God was and just like discover my own like spirituality, because they never pushed us, they never told us to live a certain way. They always just kind of lived by example, and just made me wonder like, what is this life about? Because we've always been blessed, and I feel like we come from a like mediocre way of living, very humble, just simple living. I've always wondered, like, man, how did my dad afford to take care of us four kids in a little 3-bedroom apartment? But he's always said that it was always the Lord, it was God. He helped us out and everything, and food was always we're always blessed with opportunities and career and everything. And so I use that as like a foundation very early on that hey, the more good I do, the more faith I put into God and Christ, and really apply charity, because my dad donates to charity too, and so, and I do as well. Like those things, like I really believe that the more you give, good will come back to you. And Paige and I have been blessed for that. We Yeah, anyways, going back to my mom, is so I was born, and luckily my mom and I lived. Obviously I'm here, my mom is still around, she's all up and running still. She's amazing, love her. Um, but when I was born, they had to put me under these lights just because I wasn't born with like normal color skin. I was like yellow. I was like a Simpson character pretty much. And when there was like this thought of me potentially not living, my mom sung this song to me. And it was called, like, I think like a child's prayer, and the lyrics go like, I kneel to pray every day, I speak to Heavenly Father, He hears and answers me as I pray in faith. Maybe it's called Praying in Faith. And so she kept on singing that prayer song over me while I was in this I call it a baconator. So it's just like, I just imagine like me, just like a rotisserie chicken, just cooking up, coming from yellow to going to this beautiful skin that I've been blessed with. Thank you. And yeah, she kept on doing that, and I guess she you I just view that as a way that the more faith that she put into my existence and prayer and helping me recover from a C-section, and same for her. Like we were both taken care of, and we were able to be blessed to have the bodies that we have now. And so it's been very early on that my mom set the example of prayer for me to pursue, I guess, this hard time, very early on. And even growing up, like 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, when I wasn't having a good day and I was having tantrums, or like I hurt myself, or I was feeling lonely, my mom always sung that hymn, that Pray in Faith hymn, and it always calmed me down. It always made me feel better and appreciative, and just wonder like, hey, like this prayer thing just really helps me be calm. And so I'm really grateful for that example my mom did, just because prayer has always been a struggle for me, believe it or not. But I've always reminded that it is through prayer that I'm able to be calm and to overcome my weaknesses, my pains, my sorrows, like just all the above, really. And growing up, I can't tell you how many times where I've gone through some hardship, whether it be just like not achieving my goals, either a breakup, even like deaths in the family. I experienced a lot of deaths in the family very early on in my life, and it really kind of just like questioned my belief in God. Like, why would God let that like death happen in this world? But I've come to realize like there is like eternal perspective through it all, and I don't see death as the end anymore. I see it as a graduation to moving on to a different life now. And so there's a lot of hope into it. Like I strongly know that my loved ones, my uncle who I love, my grandma, my grandpa, and even like just like um, I will say miscarriages in the family, I will see those individuals again. I believe there's a body, and I know there's a body there and a soul, and someday I'll see those people again. It gives me a lot of hope and courage and just gratitude, really. So, huge rant here about prayer, but that's a little bit about me. So now I wake up every day and I'm just reminded that, hey, I gotta be grateful for the things I have and for my background, and really apply God in my life, because He really is in the details, and it's through Him I could conquer anything. Um, I'm grateful for you guys this Sunday morning, as I look to, like I go on Instagram and I go on YouTube, and I see a lot of people just like being very inspired and touched by the things I post about posing, because posing is an art, man. It's hard. And I was thinking about this the other day. I did my show, I got third place, and
people ask like, did I even win though for me being a good poser and all? But you know where I won? I won in a sense of like bringing the value and honestly the free value really on YouTube Shorts and Instagram in general, just because even though I didn't win, I had a good amount of people approach me after my show thanking me for like helping them get first place. And I got third place, guys, but these guys are like winning their shows because I mean they brought the physique, they brought the package, but adding that posing, that uncommon style posing, just really enhanced their look, and like that makes me happy. Like I feel like I won by really helping you guys out for sure. And even on Instagram too, people that I haven't coached um, one on one doing virtual sessions, because I do virtual sessions, like seeing you guys like win your classes or winning getting hardware in general, and just telling me like, hey, like you helped me out, I watch your videos, I'm obsessed with them, I've gone through all of them and I applied them and I won or anything, like that makes my day. Like that's awesome. So very appreciative of you guys, and I really strongly feel like this path that I am leading, like I can't tell you guys, we're gonna go back to talking about prayer in a second, but I can't tell you guys enough where there was a year ago where I like prayed and asked God like to please help me figure out how I can bring like good into this world and to bring positivity and some sort of like value to people, and it was through posing. It's so funny because God answers prayers in mysterious ways. Like I ask him for specific things, but it's answered in a way that I've never imagined, and I'm super grateful for it. So, I guess the message of today is to give it a shot. Give it a shot in prayer, and you really discover yourself truly about your spirituality and how I don't know. There's just something that is unlocked into the mind, into the into your spirit that just makes you feel like, huh, I could really do this thing. Like I feel inspired. Someone asked me like, what made you want to get into posing, and my answer was simply like, it felt divine. And what I mean divine, like it felt predestined, like I was called to do it before I even came here. Because growing up, like I've always been an artist. I'm an illustrator. I've gone into animation school. I've been obsessed with the arts of figure and all the above. And it all just makes sense now looking back into the details of how I feel like God has kind of planted me in different areas of my life and interests where it just all makes sense. I've tried so many different things and passions, and I failed so many times, and I've always wondered, God, why is this not working out? But the more I look back and like see the failures, I'm just like, huh, you guided me to get into this path, to fail, to experience this new thing, to fail, to experience this other thing. And then it all just makes sense now that it all led up to this moment, which is posing and much more, because I'm not even a posing for a posing coach for bodybuilding, but we're going to be transitioning to cosplayers and even models, and who knows, even like actors, because I'm talking to an actor right now too. So, guys, if the little voice in your head is telling you to do something, go ahead and do it. Have the courage, have faith in yourself, have faith in God, and it will all work out. And just to close off this video, because I don't want to talk your ear off, this is pretty much just like a Sunday walk and just talking about random stuff. But I didn't always believe in a higher power, but something happened in my life where I was like down in the dumps to the point where I was just like I just didn't want to live anymore, if I'm being honest. And but I always had the question, like there has to be more to life, there has to be a purpose, and I feel like I'm called to do something, I just don't know what it is. And so I prayed for days, guys, for days, for like almost a month, regularly daily, but I had no answer. And I felt so like impatient. But what happened was there was this special moment where I feel like the stars aligned, where I had like this broken heart, this contrite spirit, this faith in God, and everything, and just like everything all made sense. And he answered my prayer in a very awesome, personal, huge spiritual manifestation for me where I was just like, okay, I like, that's it. I believe there's a higher power. And now that I believe there's a higher power and I put my faith in him, like I feel like I could do anything. So, my point of sharing this is not to really preach on like, hey, follow what I do. Like, no. Um, Again, this is all a journal for not only for myself, but for my kids, my family, my loved ones. I'm going about doing YouTube now where, if I have grandkids someday, and I know I will, I totally will, um, they're going to want to meet me someday. And I might not even be around just because, yeah, I might not be around. My time might be up by the time they come in, like great grandkids. And if you really want to get to know me, then you got this YouTube to go off of. This is a journal. This is something for you to watch and to figure out how Grandpa Josh was like when he was in his late 20s. And I share these stories too, so you know how I was in my early days. So that's the end of the video, guys. I'm just gonna go back home and you know enjoy my day, enjoy my Sabbath. I'm gonna have some ice cream and a cookie, two cookies actually, just because after doing this walk, it was an exercise and I want to treat myself. So yeah, let's actually show you the ice cream and cookies. I'm gonna go walk back to my place, which is like a probably like a 30-minute walk. I don't know, and then we'll see you in the kitchen.
All right, we are back in the kitchen. Gotta feed our little plants that we're taking care of. This is my coach's plant. He is out of town for like a couple months. Oh my gosh, it keeps on dripping all the time. I'm not good at. I'm just such a messy guy. Messy guy. Shoot. But yeah, we're gonna have Carb Smart. I'm gonna get myself a bowl right here. And this is my little treat I'm gonna start having for myself every Sunday. At least that's what I'm gonna start telling myself. Because we just had a walk. It was a beautiful walk talking to you guys. And we're just gonna have some ice cream. 120 grams of it. So it's kind of funny because this is the lightest ice cream I've ever had in my life, to the point where it just feels like air. Well, like when you carry the container, it's like air. It's just like, dude, is there anything like in here? Like I always think it's like like who ate the ice cream? That's what I'm thinking. So we're having 120 grams. Yeah. And you know what I'm gonna use instead of a spoon when I eat this thing? I'm gonna use what is it? I'm gonna use half a tablespoon, just because I don't have like the little small spoons, and for me to pace myself, we need to use a half a tablespoon. So 121, 120, 120 grams of this. And so just to give you an idea of like the serving size is 82 grams, and it only has 21 carbs, 6 fat, and then 2 protein. So this is it. Carb Smart by Breyers. I got it at Walmart. And then what we're gonna have with it as well is we're gonna have my wife's cookies. She made me these 2 cookies. I'm getting the last one. So look at that. What a yummy, cute little meal after my walk. Love that. And then this morning I actually had pancakes. I didn't film it for you guys just because, I mean, I have these pancakes on the regular. I only do 1 scoop of protein a day. So, and it's all from HTLT subs. Use code Josh. These are the 2 I have. I'm going to have 2 more coming in. These are actually really good. Like, even if you make it into a paste and put oats on it, it tastes really good. It's like almost like a little Nature Valley bar. I personally like the s'mores a little bit better. Just a little bit better. Because, I mean, hot chocolate is just like, it literally just takes like the hot chocolate powder you get at the store, and like it's super nice and chocolatey. But I'm more of a s'mores guy because I love that creaminess of the of like the marshmallow, and then the graham cracker taste comes in too. So I like that stuff too. But let me show you a close up of this. Oh, here, let me show you. And that is it, guys. Our post walk snack. And then we got our other beautiful snack page coming in. Thank you so much for walking with me. And like, comment, subscribe. Be uncommon, guys. Love you guys. Have a good day, morning, whatever time it is. Love ya. Bye.